Alright, so... Oh, High Priestess. Collect blessings in order to enter the ritual house at the summit of the Mount Freitas and negotiate a treaty with the Northerners there. Gain blessings to increase your chances of success. Do not expect to be welcomed by Northerners whilst treading in their lands. Survive Mount Freitas by restoring life at camp. Okay. Well, encounters. Westwind Tavern, Malclips's Problem, Market Thief. Gnomish Exchange, Lost Boy, Man-Eating Tree. Can I fit more in? No. I want to see everything new. Eventually, we'll stack the deck in my own favor. But my thoughts are we want to get every single one with the tokens. Because if we can get the tokens, that'll help. But yeah, so we do need some money, though, for that one. Alright, so Cardinal Blade, Winter's Blade, Blade of Purification. Yeah, let's get those. And this way we can keep the Soldier Sword, Warrior's Axe, and Shield out. I think that'll be nice. Alright, let's get started.
You find yourself once again in the company of prayer and religion. How unfortunate. Now it begins. Negotiations on behalf of the Empire. We will see how that story ends.
I wonder if Wanderer can jury-rig a Hand of Fate D&D campaign. I absolutely could, and in fact, it's really tempting. So the thing about Hand of Fate is, if I were to do a Hand of Fate D&D campaign, I would effectively... It would kind of suck, because it would... I don't know if it would suck, but it would be harder to have an overarching plot. You could do it. It's very clear that this has one, but effectively, you just pre-prepare a bunch of encounters with set beginnings, middles, and ends that don't really affect each other. So the plot would be disparate, just kind of the journey there, and then maybe like kind of the end. Obviously, there could be some events here and there, but I could totally see it working. It would take a lot of work to do so. But I could see it working, and it could actually be a lot of fun. Anyway, Malclips has somehow roped you into traveling deep into the far north on a diplomatic mission. Well, I usually refrain from working with the Empire, since this one takes me further away from it.
Here, and we have things to do.
Since I've made an exception, I'll square my debt with the General Branston and help open up many doors for you. What do you say? Ask how you can help. As you know, I have a great many skills, but my swordsmanship is unlikely to hold up against northern raiders. I know no one else who is more up to the task. Ask about the leader in the raiders. There are many clans dotted around, but the supposed leader of them all is the High Priestess who lives up there. Malclips points to the top of the soaring mountains before you. Will you join me, he asks. Ask more about the mission. General Bradstrom instructed me not to come back until I talk to the High Priestess of the North and offer her the terms of the treaty. He explains. Join him. Excellent. Bring your sword and let me do the talking, says Malclips. I've brought plenty of supplies so we can set up camp when we get hungry. I get 25 food. Oh, that's interesting. Malclips shares a tidbit as you commence your journey. The High Priestess is quite partial to blessings. If you can prove yourself worthy, we'd better have a chance at swaying her in our favor. Collect at least 6 blessings before meeting the High Priestess. You grit your teeth and begin the ascent. Well, this should be kind of fun.
Be careful where one takes refuge, even in the worst of storms.
The climb becomes unbearable as a ferocious blizzard sweeps the mountain. You seek shelter in a cave and desperately fight off the onset of frostbite. I wasn't watching it all. But yeah, the idea of a Hand of Fate D&D campaign would be awesome. I will look into the idea of it. I'm not going to use it for Grave of Man. If you guys watching this haven't heard of my D&D campaign that's going on right now, check it out. It's fun. Yay, self-promotion. But, if I ever do another D&D campaign, I could see doing a, I could absolutely see doing, like, a Hand of Fate campaign as, like, a fun thing. Anyway, seeing as people voted for this one, let's go with the success. Democracy! When the howling winds cease, you clear the snow from the cave entrance to discover the dark clouds have passed. Malclips forges for firewood, saying, "This log is dry enough, we can set up camp here for the night." Access the campfire at any time between encounters. The campfire can be used to consume food, trade, or review your mission. That's actually kind of helpful.
Not every temple has crumbled into the dust, more's the pity.
The Temple of Divine Providence provides blessings in exchange for a sample gold donation. So we can get Gambler's Banquet, Gold Zealot, Monk's Vitality, Beggar's Charm, Allies Return. What's Gold Zealot do? Receive 15 life for every gold gain card you get. 4 food for after every dice gambit. If your max life is less than 150, you may discard food gain or equipment cards to receive plus 5 max life. Gain up to 20 gold at the beginning of a new map, if you have less than 20 gold. And revive your companion at the beginning of each new map. Let's get Beggar's Charm. We need money more than anything else right now. Okay, we leave with our new blessing.
The mountain itself pushes you back.
Let's turn back. We need more blessings.
A lesson
Avalanche.
in caution awaits us all.
High up on the mountain. Oh.
Truly wild nature will not tolerate fury in its domain, unless it is its own.
High up on the mountain, you see the silhouette of a man approaching you through the heavy snow. He bellows through the roaring wind. "Who dares trespass in the sacred grounds of our priestess?" Hidden raiders spring down the mountain with dexterity of mountain goats.
Who dares venture? None less than the amazing Malaclips and assistant.
Oh, so that's his voice. He's more kind of boisterous. I just gave him my Joker voice because I originally thought he was a... I originally thought he was kind of like a thief. Wow, our starting weapon is garbage. Bye, dude. Now I'm gonna need a drink after this round. Looks like I'm gonna be losing food after this. Oh, that's okay. Hey, we get the Cardinal Blade.
Of the Templars and their religious righteousness.
The clash of steel rings out, echoing throughout the peaks. The mountains answer with a low, ominous rumble as a wall of white rushes towards the melee, sweeping away everything in its path.
Dice are a constant reminder of death. The singular is die, as I'm sure you know, and they are often called bones for the material from which they were crafted. Here, however, they may also bring a touch of life.
Uh-oh. Snake Eyes hit me hard. The avalanche engulfs you, tossing you weightlessly down the mountain. Okay, so we can retrieve our weapon. Oh. Would I like to equip Winter's Bane? Sure, knock down Northerner. Perform a powerful strike that causes a knockdown to Northerners. Riposte charge against Northerners, extra damage, and one-handed. Sure, why not? You pry the weapon from the frozen hand and continue up the mountain before the raider has the chance to free himself. Alright, we lose some food,
In the cold,
and we get another
men
blizzard.
become desperate. Women hold these mountains together, even through the worst.
Alright. We got 2 votes here. Well, I'm just gonna let democracy take its course. I mean, I might as well. I'm streaming this. Oh, jeez. These are mean. Those chances are, unpleasant. Well, I'll probably survive even with the handicap. Well, let's go with this one. Success! When the howling winds ease, you clear the snow from the cave. Alright, and yes, we can camp. Which really isn't that helpful. Man-eating tree.
Still exist. Do you not see the beauty in this plant? true wonders still remain. Treat it gently.
High on a misty mountaintop, you discover a vicious-looking plant. Its gaping mouth looks more than capable of shredding you to pieces, but at its base you notice some unusual fruit. If you throw something, you may be able to distract the savage mouth, thus allowing you to steal some fruit. Throw a piece of equipment to distract the mouth. You inspect supplies for something suitable. Cardinal blade. Do you throw your equipment at the plant? Yes. You launch your cardinal blade at the creature. With a snap of its jaws, the item disappears. You pluck one of the fruits while it's distracted. The fruit is especially delicious, leaving you feeling refreshed and vigorous. The creature curls up to protect the remaining fruit as you leave the area. I was hoping I'd get a blessing for that, actually.
Will you push on, despite nature itself attempting to thwart you?
A sudden blizzard slows your progress through Mount Freitas. The bitter winds pierce your skin like shards of glass. Ascend.
Witches I will tolerate. They have at least stepped into the streams of power that magicians call home.
As you ascend the snowy Mount Freitas, you happen upon a cottage with pungent smoke wafting out the chimney. A frail old lady, sweeping snow off the path, beckons to you to come in. You've come in search of the great high priestess to deliver an important message. Oh, wait, no. Sorry, wrong one. We've come in search of the great high priestess to deliver an important message, says Malaclips. You'd better go bearing blessings if you want to get on the high priestess's good side. I'm fixing a batch right now if you'd like a taste. And if I've got it right this time, you can take it to her, she says, stirring the cauldron. Malaclips politely declines. I've been watching what I eat, but my companion here has an insatiable appetite, he says, nudging you forward. Alright. I thought for a second I was going to be able to pick between one of these. Well, let's see where this goes. So democracy really likes number 3. Doesn't like number 1 at all. I feel like number 2 and number 3 are always going to be the winners. Psychology is mean to games like this. Well, failure. You take a sip of the putrid potion and feel your stomach churn. I knew I shouldn't have substituted the cloudberries for bogberries, she says, comforting you. Choose the righteous path and you'll find blessings on your way, I'm sure. You step outside into the blistering cold and continue up Mount Freitas.
With the least of notice, the very lands beneath your feet can slide away. Life is filled with surprises.
I've noticed it's kind of easy to skip ahead on some of these things, which I shouldn't do. I should also stop trusting democracy so much, because democracy is being marred by statistics. Trapper. On the frozen plains, prey are few and far between. The keen eyes of a trapper see all. Trappers throw hunting traps that snare their targets. Use evade to avoid the traps, or change move direction rapidly to break free.
Who dares venture? None less than the amazing Malaclips and assistants.
Okay. How's my Malaclips? I guess it makes sense that companions can get downed. I like the fact that I do have companions in this game. It's cool. I also like this sword. Maybe not as much as some of the other ones, but still. Okay. But yeah, I will say for people voting, a weird point of psychology is we get armory, we get the Bastion of Purification, sure. Weird thing about human psychology is if you If you give people 4 choices, they almost always pick one of the 2 middle ones. They very rarely pick edge cases. So make sure you guys don't always just end up on 2 and 3. I mean, you can. It's just, that means you're sheeple. Really. The clash of steel rings out, echoing throughout the peaks. The mountains answer with a low, ominous rumble as a wall of white rushes. Yeah, it's the same thing. Hooray!
A win here sets the tone for your challenge.
You seek shelter against the bluff, pressing close to the rock faces. The avalanche roars overhead. When the trembling stops, you are miraculously unscathed. Well, let's retrieve the weapon. And it's a cardinal blade.
Do you use this for its holy virtues, or its cutting edge?
And we take the spare cardinal blade. Gnomish exchange.
Torn between my loathing for gnomes and my despair that the world is becoming less strange and arcane as the Empire spreads.
Okay. Halt, vile humans! A voice calls out as a dozen small creatures leap from the trees around you. It takes a moment to realize they're gnomes. Dirty, poorly armed gnomes. A few hold spears, but most have only a rock or a sharpened stick. We seek arms to defend ourselves, a gnome declares loudly. Hand over some of your equipment and we'll release you. We could even pay you something. I can give you food for a helmet, one of the small folk exclaims. No, give me some armor and I'll give you a health potion, chimes in another. The gnomes all loudly shout their own offers, trying to drown each other out. Give them something. Let's give them the spare cardinal blade, why not? You surrender the equipment to the gnomes. Satisfied, they offer payment in return. Money. More money. Okay, saving the guy from the avalanche gives us blessings. I also get fame. Interesting. The gnomes retreat to the forest with their prize and soon begin fighting over it.
The mountain is unforgiving. You would not be the first to die upon its peak.
Alright, there we go. We get 3 supplies from people. Blizzard. So, same deal as before. I'm just gonna go ahead. I get hit by this time. The wretched smell of fish, meat, and stale sweat alerts you to the presence of a bear rousing from hibernation. The ferocious beast bares its teeth and swipes at you with giant paws. I take 5 damage. You flee the cave, having barely survived the savage attack. Luckily, the blizzard is past. And we're good. Okay.
Here's a token for you, if you can earn it.
Okay, so it's the same thief that got us earlier. He takes 5 gold, and we can chase after him. I think it's this one. Aha! Got him! The thief is nimble, but you manage to gain on them as they negotiate the crowd. With the thief almost at arm's reach, they knock over a barrel of apples in an attempt to hinder you. Alright. You leap over the rolling apples and tackle the thief to the ground. The thief struggles to break free. If you let me keep these here items and let me go, of course, I'll let you in on a secret. The thief bargains. Sure. You gingerly release the thief. Do not worry about your stuff, the thief says as he dusts himself off. Think of it as an investment. The name's Merrick. Perhaps I could teach you a thing or two, and if you prove yourself, he pauses. Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Meet me at noon in 2 days in the market plaza, and we can talk more then. And with that, Merrick disappears back into the crowd.
Nicely done.
Alright.
Ever since I've returned to this world, I've been disappointed. The filth, the shame, the horrors dwell in the minds of men, not in the monsters in the darkness.
Westwind's only tavern, the Rusty Razor, is a safe harbor among the many dangers of the outer reaches of the Empire. Its barkeep sits outside his establishment with a look of resigned defeat. Upon your arrival, he jolts straight up, and a smile almost breaks out across his face. At last, someone from the guild is here. These Empire soldiers have almost ruined me. Before you can disagree, the owner swings open the saloon doors and he pushes you inside. Inside, you discover a handful of Empire soldiers enjoying ale rather than doing their duty. The freshly invigorated barkeep hops up onto a table and shouts above the noise, "You lazy, drunken deserters are done. The Stewards Guild sent an enforcer here, and now you're all going to have to get back to your posts. This town needs defending." One of the soldiers rises with a slight sway. "We've got 3 days until our shift ends, and we return to civilization, so we're not gonna do any fighting unless they threaten to supply ale. Right, lads?" A raucous cheer erupts, and beer tankards smash together all around. "So why don't you take your shiny little badge and shove off?" The barkeep turns to you. What are you gonna do? Threaten. You suggest with a menace that the soldiers should report to duty, or else they'll report to the healer. Number 2, failure. Oh, that's okay. "I won't be threatened by the likes of you." The soldier grumples as he rises, followed by his friends. So people are disagreeing what's better, food or health. Always food. Food is always better. Watchman. Taken from the dregs of society, elevated to petty positions of power. Watchmen can block, greatly reducing incoming damage. Use bash to open them up for damage.
Just once. Could we get a quiet?
Okay. So I can't... Okay, so I can do a whole mess of damage to these guys. But I can't, let me see. Yeah, I can do a whole mess of damage to these guys, but I can't knock them over like I can with the Northerners. You know, I'll take it. I'm getting better at blocking. It feels less frenetic, but maybe it's just because we're on easier rounds. But yeah, so the reason why food is better is 1 food is equal to 5 life, and I can camp whenever I want. 10 life is kind of useless because I can't spend that whenever. Alright, so we get 1 of 2 equipment. Valiant Aegis or Ruby Ring. Buckler adds 1 to weapon charge, and every 3rd step does not consume food. Or extra max life when you have more blessings than curses. Let's go with the Ruby Ring. It's a little bit more helpful.
Valuable
And apparently
for
we can
purely
just
financial reasons,
have a ton
if
of those.
nothing else.
As soldiers fall under yet another blow from your weapon, the leader shouts out, "Stop! All right, we'll do our part. Just stop cracking our skulls." Let's see, permanent upgrades seem pretty good. Max life is pointless if you're low on it. Okay, well, let's ascend again. So I gotta start finding blizzards.
Old witches.
Okay, so it's the same
I
thing.
have a fondness for them.
Oh,
but I
remember
would
how it
not
worked for you last
trust
time.
them.
Okay. 4. Heroic Sacrifice. Prior to combat with 2 or more monster cards, optionally discard a basic monster card, but lose your companion for 3 turns. You take a sip of the aromatic potion and feel a warm fuzzy feeling flowing throughout your body. Looks like my recipe is a success. I'm sure the High Priestess will appreciate this one. You thank the old lady and continue up Mount Freitas, paying no heed to the brewing blizzard. Speaking of blizzard. Okay, same deal. Huge failure. Uh-oh. Okay, we have menacing figures. Frost Trappers, Frost Berserkers, and Frost. Okay. Well, I can Heroic Sacrifice one of these guys. Sacrifice your companion to discard a monster card. Oh, that's not what I meant to do, but whatever, I'll take it. Yeah, frost berserkers. That would be interesting. You guys are just being mean now. Berserker, fueled with rage and determined to destroy. Berserker weapons are imbued with ice that slows their enemies' movement and attacks. Okay, gotta remember to counterattack the green ones if I can. You do not want to be slowed. Let's see if I can kill this guy. Alright. Okay. There we go. At least they kind of just stay out of my way. And I know how to fight them. Ah, dang it. That was a blockable one. Oh, okay. Interesting enough. So, when I block him, I don't get a counterattack. Which means I don't need to. That guy got up, and then he disappeared. Ow. Well, that's fine. Alright. We get a health potion, and 20 gold. As the blizzard eases, the intruders make their escape. But we didn't find,
Children.
Okay, lost boy.
It's hard to conceive that either of us were ever such.
He's just a small child, you overhear. A deeper voice growls. We have to take him to the dungeons, or else he'll run straight to whatever northern clan spawned him whatever northern clan he spawned from, and show them where our outpost is. You consider the boy's fate. Save the boy. Unsheathing your weapon, you demand that they let the boy go. The Empire soldiers are unmoved by your threat. I'm just gonna fight everything. Yeah, that huge failure was actually really good. Yeah, sometimes they are. Like, sometimes they're fantastic. And sometimes they are really crippling. I have lost whole weapons in the past. It goes bad. So these are phalanx. The expansion of the Empire requires constant conscription of new blood. Soldiers block all attacks, greatly reducing their damage. Use bash to open them up for damage. Which means we're going to go for these guys first. If I can take out the ranged guys. Makes my life a lot easier. Ow. There we go. Ow. Hit the wrong button. There we go. What? I bashed him. Ugh. Yeah, so in the previous game, you could roll through any attack. In this one, you can't. What? I keep kicking these. Interesting. Yeah, so sometimes they don't take the kick, even if they look like they're supposed to. Yeah, like there. If they're charging up an attack, they become unbashable. That would explain it. That hurts. Real bad. Okay, second win in combat. Boost life to 75 when life drops below 25, then discard this card. Okay. As you check the check on the unconscious guards, you notice the boy looking at you warily, as if sizing you up. Oh, there we go. He fiddles with a little dried plant hung around his neck, nervously. Okay, I will tell you. There was an Empire ambush on our village, and I ran with Mother. We got separated. He wipes some tears from his face angrily. But I'm not afraid. I'm of Clan Catsfoot, and we are great pathfinders. I will find my way home. The boy tells you what he knows of the area. Uh-oh. I gotta get 3 blessings. Well, if I fail, I fail.
A grand opportunity for you to take whatever pleases you and go about your day.
Max Vitality. Guardian Angel. Optionally, retry any Chance Card Gambit, Gold Zealot. Let's go Guardian Angel. I could buy more. I won't take it. Alright, Malaclipse's problem. So we've done the same thing. Okay, give the Goblin Man 10 gold. Malaclipse steps forward as Merc counts the coins. Merc, old bean! The bard looks furtively around before quickly waving at his shoulder. I require help in removing a certain illness. You lose 10 gold. Merc considers Malaclipse for a while. That kind of information costs more than a few coins. You sputter indignantly. I will require a test of skill from her. He turns and points at you. Pick a flower and eat it. The greasy florist displays his meager wares. Malaclipse nods, as if this were a fair request. Eat the luminous purple flower! The flower is a crispy, burnt texture. Oh, jeez. Alright, so... I gotta re-roll that one, and probably that one. Probably won't go great.
The dice are fair, and thus you have lost this round.
You feel an intense wave of heat emanate from your stomach to your neck, and you collapse on the floor. You wake up to Malaclipse splashing you with water. Merc is left, and you see him attempting to steal a seed bun from the baker's stall. We'll come back later and try again. That sucks. Blizzard. You climb, same thing. No, let's confirm this one. Failure means blizzard. Nope, never mind.
Campfires will always offer warmth and heat, but they also change with each challenge. Be prepared.
Okay, so man has joined to aspire fire. I come in peace, he says. I make the pilgrimage to the High Priestess. I mean you no harm. Without waiting for approval, he slumps down beside you and warms his hand by the fire. Oh, I can change appearance. That's interesting. In my youth, I once fancied a northern warrior. She almost cut off my head when I serenaded her. Malaclipse plucks a mournful note on his lute. Young love, hey? Alright, let's cook a whole bunch of food. Took a lot of damage here. Alright, let's see. Can I buy a... Well, I can buy equipment. Could buy a cardinal blade, and I could buy some food. Seems kind of pointless in this. So I can change my appearance. So, I don't think we can ever change... genders, but we can at least get some hair. Really, the only thing I want to do is get the anti-grav ponytail. There we go. So it looks like we can't even change that much. But I do want an anti-grav ponytail, if only because it amuses me. The baldness just looks kind of weird now that I remember the original character had like a weird mohawk too. Alright, well, let's break camp. I have got enough. Unfortunately, I think we fail the mission, because I don't have enough blessings.
Now the confrontation. Are you ready to face the priestess of her people and drive the deal the Empire has requested? Or will you turn and flee?
The winds clear the dark clouds to reveal the spire of a ritual house protruding from the summit. You press on through this thick snow, find the wooden structure adorned with spoils of war. As you enter the great hall, the towering arched doors swing open with a heavy creak. A giantess in velvet robe enters accompanied by raiders. Malclips bows low to the ground. My companion and I have been sent to the north to discuss a truce between the Empire and the Northerners, my lady. So they send me a silver-tongued devil and his shield maiden. She smirks. I hope for your sake you have a decent offering. You kneel before the High Priestess. Only 4 blessings. What a pitiful effort. With a flick of her wrist, bolts of lightning strike you.
You still have a chance to defeat this mission, even if imperfectly.
The giantess claps, the sound ringing in the silent, cold hall. Ha! A small thing survived it. Impressive! But if you wish to speak to me of a treaty, you must prove yourself against my champion. Okay, can I... Yeah, screw it. Bye, Malclips. Guys, be mean for once. I think it's been a pretty even distribution on mean or helpful. Okay, so we've already done this. Oh, it's just 1 this time. Ow. That's not something friendly. Oh. So he's the boss. So he's not just a berserker. Ow. Fuck. So the berserker champion is somebody... special. Trying to get this guy, but we magnetized in the wrong direction, so when I tried to roll... So we're gonna have to redo this one. But that's okay. I kind of was expecting it. Oh, well, there goes my healing blessing, which I actually rather appreciate. I love ragdolls. They make me happy. Even though you failed to bring me your offering, I am impressed with how you wield your sword. Now hear my terms. The High Priestess draws herself up, a towering figure draped in fur and wrath. The North will never bend to the Empire. Blood for blood, for blood. Those are my terms, small one. Let your leaders hear it and quake. With that, you make a quick descent and relay the message to General Brandstrom. So at the very least, we get the moon token. But we're going to have to redo this one. So we get the Humble Hammer, the Berserker's Creed, and the Extinguisher. As well as Winter Solstice, Burning Building, Temple Prayers, and Cartographer. And we've also got 5 food gain, Warrior's Axe, and Soldier's Sword. Oh, does that mean I get to start with those? That's cool. And for Merrick's offer, we got the Pickpocket. Or the Thief Merrick's offer. And then this is clearing out the Rusty Razor. We have the Friendly Innkeeper. I love the progression system in this game, and the fact that they've now injected a plot into it makes it so much better.